And we're live. Welcome everyone to Sysco Canada's brand new virtual kitchen. I'm Jay Ashton. I'm the business resources and activation manager for Sysco Canada, and I'm super excited to bring this new platform that we have across Canada, probably into the U.S. market as well. Really showcasing recipe ideas, restaurant information, you name it. We're going to talk about it in our kitchen over the next, I don't know how many months. We're going to go probably till we just run out of things to talk about. But we're super excited today to talk to you about Campbell's and Campbell's Foodservice. And they're a great partner of Sysco's here, especially in Canada, in the US. But it is something today that I'm super excited to bring to you, their corporate chef, to show you some ideas of what we're going to do with Chef today, with really providing you some knowledge. So I'm going to turn the screens on. I got all these funky buttons today, and we're going to introduce Chef Gerard, and super excited today about bringing everyone as much information as we can. So I'm going to turn this off, and we're going to say hi to him. There he is. So good morning,
Jay,
Chef.
thank you.
So Chef, introduce you. Let's introduce everyone to Chef Gerard.
All right. Well, Jay, thank you for the introduction. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on what coast you're on. My name is Gerald Drummond. I'm the executive chef for Campbell's Foodservice for North America. So part of my responsibilities is interacting with customers from all over Canada and as well as the US. One of the focuses that we're going to be talking about today is menu solutions post-COVID. So before I get into that, I want to just give you a quick bio on myself, a little bit about myself. I've been with Campbell's now for 3 years. I'm actually coming up on my 3-year anniversary next week, which is really exciting, and can tell you it feels like yesterday. Prior to joining Campbell's, I was in food service for 32 years, 26 of those years as an executive chef. I had the pleasure of working in Mexico, all over the United States. A little bit about my background. I have a lot of knowledge in Asian cuisine. I ran a lot of Japanese restaurants, and that's actually what brought me to Philadelphia. I have experience in French, Italian cuisines, fine dining, and as well as cultural institutions and catering. So some of the things that I want to show you today can be very easily incorporated into a lot of different operators. And one of the things that I want to talk about is menu solution. For the last 2 months, 2.5 months, we've been not knowing what the norm is going to be. That's been shaken to the core. So the approach that we've been taking is we don't know what the norm is, but what we want to do is we want to partner with operators and customers to help them understand potentially what the new norm is. And that's really going to be about menu solutions. And those menu solutions is geared towards being able to have low cost, high profit margin menu items. And being able to have those will allow the operator to help them with some of their headwinds, which is labor, food costs, inventory, and things like that. So I really want to be able to show you a couple of our products that we have in Canada that will really, really fit well to so many different operators. So what I want to talk about real quick is 2 of the SKUs that I'm going to be featuring today. And I'm really excited to say that, you know, we have a great product that a lot of operators can use. And we know, soup is soup. Campbell's is a soup company, but we're more than that. And one of the things that I'm so proud of is that we bring solutions to operators, and we cater those solutions to operators so it fits their individual needs. So one of the SKUs I want to talk about is a Campbell signature tomato bisque with basil. It is a soup. It comes in a 4-pound pouch. And what I love about this is it allows the operator to pool or use what they think they're going to need. So it helps them to minimize waste. Waste comes into play so much with operators because they end up with the last little bit of things, and that's the pure profit. So what I want to do is show you ways you can use this entire pouch of soup. So I'm going to use a pouch of soup, and I'm going to actually use it in 4 applications. And that's the great thing about Menu Solution, where you can easily incorporate this into your menu and the customer or guest really not know, because we're going to do some creative little twists on dishes that's going to allow you to maximize this particular SKU. So this one, again, is a tomato bisque with basil. And one of the things I also want to talk about in the sense of menu solutions, and that is the operator is going to have to think a little bit more outside the box potentially. And one of the things I really want to focus on is grab and go and takeout. So I have a few things here that I want to show you. And I'm just, before I get into the actual cooking demo. So Jay, we're going to switch cameras real quick.
Ready? There you go.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Perfect.
Oh, sorry, Chef.
No problem.
There you go. That work?
Nope.
Okay, we're gonna.
No problem.
There we go. There we go.
So one of the things I want to show you is this tomato bisque with basil, I use in several different ways. So here what I have for you is a lasagna. And this lasagna is using our Campbell's trade entree. And one of the benefits that the operator can use for this is that they can actually take the lasagna while it's frozen, and they can actually portion it. Be able to sell this as a grab and go and or takeout. And this, what I love about it is the sauce, you can use a little bit. This is 2 ounces of the tomato bisque with basil. And then I just put, a 12-ounce portion of the lasagna. And this one is our meat lasagna. I put that in there, and then you can put it with a nice lid on it. And the good thing about it is it looks beautiful. It looks vibrant. It looks fresh. And, as we know, customers eat with their eyes. So this is something that looks very, very appealing. The next thing I want to talk about is a flatbread. So I use a basic naan bread, and then I put a little bit of the tomato bisque with basil, spread that down on the bottom, a little bit of arugula, some sauteed mushrooms, some crispy shallots, and some shaved Parmesan cheese. And again, it allows you to now have 2 dishes, 1 SKU, which is great. And again, this is great. So when you're looking at this, if you're looking at this in the refrigerated case, it's going to look beautiful because you gave it that vibrant, bright, beautiful colors. So again, this is a great application for that particular SKU. And then I want to talk also a little bit about what I did here was a penne pasta. It's done with Italian sausage, but nowadays, you could get Italian turkey sausage, Italian chicken sausage, Italian pork sausage. And what I'm actually using here is Italian chicken sausage. And so there is some roasted red peppers, some shaved Parmesan, a little bit of roasted red peppers. And again, it's using the tomato bisque with basil as the sauce. So I didn't do anything to it. So basically, the whole premise of this is that I want to show you how to take 1 pouch of soup to make so many different dishes. So this way, this is now being cost effective for the operator. And operators are going to want to partner with food manufacturers and or distributors to help them with solutions as well. And that's one of the things that Campbell's does very well. We'll come to the table with solutions that are going to be oriented to the customer. So what I want to do is I want to go around and I'm going to show you how to actually make this Italian sausage and penne pasta dish very quickly. So what I'm going to do is I have a pot on the stove already. It's been on for a little bit. A little bit of olive oil in the bottom of the pot, just a little bit. Spread that olive oil around. I'm going to drop the chicken sausage in. There we go. It's cooking.
So, Chef, can I ask you a few questions? I got questions, and for our viewers, please send us questions. We're going to answer them and see if Chef can answer them for you. So, we got a question here from David. How well does it keep in its consistency? Will this soup show signs of separation, watery, if used as a sauce with the lasagna and pasta? Great question. Thanks, David.
So my recommendation would be first, and thank you very much for asking that question, because one of the important things is you do have to bring the soup up to proper temperature following proper HACCP. So I did bring the soup up to 165 degrees, and that because the soup will look a little separated in the pouch, but it is not. So I just heat the soup up to proper procedure, and it actually comes together very well. This will hold for a day without separating because you're going to get a little bit of the moisture coming off the lasagna that may pool. My recommendation would be I would look to do this for at least only have this for one day. Okay. So, but yeah, if you heat it up, it blends back, it homogenizes very well together. Okay. Looked like we had a little bit of technical difficulty.
Our other camera is down.
All right, no problem. We're coming back.
No worries.
But I can tell you it smells really good in here. And in case you're back, I did put the sausage in the pan. And then I'm browning the sausage really nice. Then I'm going to add a little bit of onion to this. It's okay if it sticks to the bottom of the pan because it's nice. Now, and as that's going, I'm now going to add a touch of roasted garlic or regular garlic. It wouldn't matter. Yep. So put a little bit of that in there. Let this brown up a little bit. You're going to add a little salt. I'm going to add a little salt and pepper to this. You're going to add a touch of pepper to this. Get one side. Perfect. And that's what it looks like. It's coming together pretty well. Perfect. And that's what it looks like. You see it's coming together pretty well. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do is here's actually the soup. So this is one pouch of the tomato bisque with basil. And the dishes that I showed you that were on the counter is actually from this pouch. So as you can see, I'm using one pouch, and I'm going to be able to incorporate this into many dishes. So I'm going to go like this, and I add it to this. Oh, it smells really good.
Chef, can you go to that one camera? That your daughter's camera there is freezing.
Okay, yeah, we can go to one camera.
It looks good though.
Here now?
There we go.
So here, we're going to tilt this camera down. So this is it. So if you can take a look, I have the sausage with the onions, the tomato basil. I'm actually going to add some roasted red peppers to this. And to finish it out, to just mix everything well together, I'm going to just add the penne pasta to this now. And again, this is quick, easy, because what operators are going to want to do is to be able to have, menu applications that are going to be, time sensitive. So that I'm using, ingredients that we would know that an operator would pretty much have on hand that are very easy to procure. And again, something that's quick to make. So, this is a great application for the tomato bisque with basil. So this is what it looks like. I hope you can see it. And it's very quick. So this is what it looks. I'm sorry?
That looks great.
Yeah. So again, it's a great application, but again, first and foremost, it's a great solution for operators because it allows them to stretch one SKU across their menu in so many different areas. And to actually finalize it, if customers they want to take that same soup. Now and again, so this is actually the fourth one. You could either use a pint container or a quart container. And if you want to serve soup to go, you would have that ability. My recommendation would be, this would be something like a grab and go that I would have them serve hot. So this way, it's already been brought up to proper temperature for the food service for the customer. So, and these containers work very well. So this is a pint or 16 ounces. This would give you 2 portions of soup. And again, so you have soup is soup. We have the actual soup, again, uses a sauce for the lasagna. And this is using the Campbell's branded entree meat lasagna. And I do want to say one great thing about this lasagna. I had the opportunity to see this made at the plant. And a great call out on this is that the pasta is made fresh for each and every tray, which is incredible. And it shows because the pasta is al dente, it's not mushy, and it blends really well with this lasagna. So you have a lasagna, you have soup is soup. We talked about this fantastic pasta dish. And if you see, we sort of mirrored it again with the flatbread. So just a little bit of mushrooms. And if you want, you could take this flatbread in any direction you want. If you want to put Italian sausage on it and add it as a protein, go ahead. You could actually take this same pasta dish and actually minus the pasta, put that on a flatbread as well. So you can have an opportunity to serve it as vegetarian and or with a protein. So again, that's a great one. And the good thing is that you can serve these in the microwavable containers that hold up really nice. They're really sturdy. And I like these containers because you can still actually see inside the container with the lid on it. So this would actually be a great items to put in if you're doing maybe an extended micro market and you want to serve some entrees to it. And if you have the opportunity to be able to serve hot foods and cold foods, this again is a perfect solution for the operator. Because right now we have to switch our mindsets to, really being there for the operator and supporting them in their recovery phases right now. And again, this is a great way to do that. It's low cost, but high return for the operator.
Yeah, and that was something that we talked about earlier, is just looking at how do we bring value without spending a lot of money, because operators right now are watching a lot of cost, right?
Correct.
And being able to bring in products like this that they can multi-use is really going to help them in the long run.
It will, because right? The 2 biggest headwinds that operators have on a consistent basis is labor costs, food costs. And being able to operators, we would love to be able to look into that magic crystal ball and know what 3 months is going to look like, or 6 months or 9 months. We don't know. I can tell you that from 3 months from today is going to look very different than today. And then 6 months is going to look different than 3 months. But I think the biggest thing is what operators will really look to is probably looking to control their inventory a lot more, because there were a lot of operators that got stuck with an exorbitant amount of inventory that wasn't shelf stabilized or wasn't able to be frozen, that they realized and said, I'm sitting on $20,000 in inventory. That's just money sitting on your shelf. So, again, these are things that we want to be able to help operators be able to turn their dollar around very quickly, because it's something that is the lifeline for operators. If you don't have, most operators don't have deep pockets. So being able to partner with them and give them solutions is going to be vital, more important than ever.
Yeah, no, chef, those dishes there that you showed today, it's a really comfort food, right? A lot of
Yes.
high carbs, a lot of high sugars in those products there. Do you think that's going to be a trend as well as we see it going forward?
I think it's going to be. It's hard to say. When COVID started, a lot of people started going back and craving that comfort food. And what comfort food does for people is it makes them feel more secure. It makes them feel a lot more like with togetherness in a sense, because it's something that they can relate to happy times. And that's what comfort means, is that they're comfortable with this, where they may have, it wasn't part of their diet. They started introducing it more and more into their diet. And I think that pendulum is going to swing a little bit more, but then it's going to sort of balance itself back out. So I don't foresee, it continuing that much. But I think for the maybe, and this is where we talked about the 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, you might see that for the first 3 and 6 months, is because people are going to just be so excited to be able to go back out and continue or resume their normal activities. And then I think as with anything, time heals things. And I think that people will then get back into saying, I need to get back to back to where I was before. And I think that operators will they're going to look to be able to make more changes on the fly, like in-house, doing their menus more in-house and being able to adapt their menus very quickly. And I think that you'll start seeing a lot more of that.
Yeah, and I think when you look at right now through the summer, so you look at those dishes, I still believe that we'll see some people navigating to plant-based diets still for the summer, incorporating some of these dishes. I think, and I've read an article recently just around the whole comfort food with a twist is back. And we were talking about that 10 years ago and through 2008 and 2009. And we're going to see that kind of thing too. And that's an okay thing, because there is potential for a lot of profit. And that 12-ounce lasagna you did there, I could see that for two, right?
Yeah,
like
you could actually see that for two. And the pasta dish is easily for two.
Yeah,
you could actually take this up and you could make it a family meal where you could use this container and then make it for four. So I think that that's a good point. And to touch on what you said about the plant-based isn't going to go anywhere. It isn't.
No,
it's not. It's not going to go anywhere. And I don't feel that it's, in a sense, people may think it's lost some momentum, because with restaurants not being open, you're not seeing the same thing. You're not seeing the Instagram posts. You're not seeing a lot of things in publications for the last 2 months, but it's there, and it's going to continue. And I'm going to say that we still have solutions within Campbell's that allows us to, support that plant-based ideas or people's plant-based diets. And it's one of the things that we and Foodservice have been looking and doing deep dives into plant-based, and, looking at it from a plant-based beverage platform and a plant-based, like I'm going to call it, meal platform. So, and the beverage platform is so exciting to see, the endless possibilities that there are, and as well as the meal platform. So you will definitely see that come back up. Operators are going to have what we call an emergency contingency recovery plan. And their goal is going to get the door open. And then they're going to start saying and then they're going to be able to say, we're going to do this and be identifiable and get back to what we did well, but learn from the COVID-19. And I think that's the thing, is the restaurant industry or the food service industry is resetting itself slightly to, if this was to rear its head again, they're a lot more prepared for it. They have a readiness plan.
Yeah. And I think, what's great about Campbell's products and the stuff that you're on there, and today one of the things we didn't want to do is make another commercial. So thank you for not doing that as much as those are great products and stuff like that that we have from Campbell's. We don't want to bring another commercial, but those ideas and what we're going to continue to do through our new Sysco virtual kitchen is bringing ideas like you have, Chef, to help our customers in these times, looking at cost-effective ideas,
Mhm.
labor. And when you look at those dishes, there's hardly any labor really that's
No,
going to be involved in that, right?
no, really. And we've been on the show live for 25 minutes, and I was able to put out this for maybe 4 to 6 people in literally 12 minutes from start to finish. Yes, I had the onion sliced and the garlic ready to
You
go.
can buy those pre-cut, just so you know.
So so you can see that if you really take a hard look at your menu and say, how long does things take? Because I think that's what the operators got to look at and say, I had 15 employees when I started, when I closed, I'm sorry. Am I going to bring those 15 back? So, it's going to, that's the pendulum we talked about. They're going to ramp up their labor as they ramp up their business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, again, it's that 3, 6, 9, and even 12-month, plan that you have to have. And, when I had the opportunity to speak to a lot of operators from large companies and mom and pops as well. And one of the things that was consistent amongst them all was the labor piece. They're not there. The consensus from just speaking to, and I spoke to 14 operators, and it was from freestanding restaurants to some chains to everything from people in cultural institutions to colleges. And again, it's all about the labor. And one of the things that they say is they want to be able to partner with people who are going to bring them solutions for their menu and their operation, because it's not going to be, one size fits all. It's not. And I think that operators are now looking into that. And, this was a small glimpse of a solution for an operator. And as we get into this more, Jay, in the next coming shows, we're going to expand on this particular topic a lot more.
Yeah, and I think that's, and you let it out of the bag, Chef, is that we're going to bring Chef, we're going to do a whole series here with Campbell's. Every second week, we're going to be bringing in, actually every week we're doing shows, and I think Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are going to be our show days. And we have a schedule up on our social channels as well. So we're going to continue to bring as much knowledge and information to our customers as we can. We know everyone is in a position where they understand where their business is. They understand where the industry is. It's now providing you with these solutions, these simple ideas to help you get going again. And if you are going again, how do you keep changing those menus? And I want to ask you that question, Chef. We're running out of time here soon,
Sure.
but I want to ask you a simple question here is, what's your take on the menu size? You've been running restaurants and you've been in this industry forever. You've seen the big menus. You've seen the small menus.
Yes.
Where are we going to end up when people open up with this new small menu? Is it going to last? Are we going to continue with this? Is this something that is here to stay?
Well, let me work backwards from that.
Okay.
If you've had a menu that had 45 menu items on it, they're going to disappear. And again, this is information that I've been just gathering from speaking to the decision makers of operations. 45 menu items could potentially mean anywhere from 300 to 350 inventoried items, from minute things to salt and pepper, which is a staple. Operators are going to look to limit that, and they're going to sort of take it from that 45 point and potentially hit that, that 35, 30 point.
Yeah.
But to open, they're going to look and be a little bit more aggressive and take that number down to maybe 25 and have what we would call a limited menu. Mm-hmm. And as they expand, they're going to look at this. They're going to look at low cost, high profit margin menu items. That's going to actually be the carrot for them. And what they're going to do is look at, how can I be more imaginative or creative with chicken or with tomato soup as an example. How can I move this so it's here on my menu, but can I use it in 3 to 4 more places on the menu that is relevant to their operation or what their cuisine they're serving, but not look like it's mundane and they're just throwing things out there. And this is where the creativity piece comes in, and this is where the solution piece comes in. And again, when we talk with operators, we talk to them, and we become tunnel vision for the operator. The biggest question we ask them is, what do you need, and what are you looking for? So the ask, and we take that ask and we put it on a template, and we keep referring back to what they're asking us for, and then that's how we build solutions for the operator. And again, it's going to truly be about menu size. It's going to shrink, but they're going to want to have they want to have a staple of items that they can spread out across the menu. Because even customers are not going to stop wanting a convenience, customizable, but also more, changeability. That the restaurant isn't where, they open up tomorrow and they haven't changed their menu for a year. That I don't think that's going to stick, because operators have gotten away from that model, 15, 20 years ago. That model's not going to come back, where you're going to have the same thing on the menu, because you're always going to be in competition to say, what is the other person doing, or what is this doing, or what is the trend, or what's being shown out there. That's how you get left behind or become irrelevant.
Yeah, and I think, I think the point that you brought up, and it was really good, and I'm glad you brought it up, is actually we're going to get very creative. Not only have businesses got creative and shifted, and we were using the word pivot at the beginning of this crisis, people were getting very creative, and they have got very innovative and creative. Now it's time to get innovative and creative on the menu.
Correct.
And I like you brought that up, Chef, because a lot of people, you think comfort food, there's no innovation. Well, there is major innovation. We saw that in 08 and 09. I remember doing many shows and stuff at that time with products that we had to do innovation. So meatloaf and different things that, man, we saw a lot of meatloaf back in those days. But then we did everything to it. And then it was interesting at that point, bacon came in right after. And then we found bacon. And we applied bacon to everything, right?
Yeah.
And that's where that whole
bacon cures all.
Exactly. That's that whole bacon movement came right after. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out and what comes next after this, after we go through this whole innovation with menu ideas. And we don't even know what that looks like. We've seen some really innovative ideas when it comes to takeout, special Cajun boxes. We've seen some amazing things come out of this thing. So outstanding. So the one thing I do want to, because we're out of time here, and I apologize for people that we went over the 30-minute mark, but that's why we made it an hour slot.
Yes.
Just in case we didn't want to rush, Chef. But I do want to share one thing here, and I'm going to try to do this with my computer. But I want to share Campbell's website. So the Canadian Campbell's website, I'm going to bring up on my screen here. Hopefully this works. Don't go anywhere, Chef. We'll be right back at the end of a second. But I want everyone to look at this. And here's the recipe that Chef had done here, and it's up on the website. It's got all the nutritional information here. Outstanding website here with recipes, information, tips and trends, a little bit about Campbell's. As you probably don't know, there's a ton to know about Campbell's, not just the soup in a can, but they have so much great things here. Calculators, calorie calculators, which sometimes you want to know and sometimes you don't want to know. Great information here, obviously helping with some institutions and obviously maybe some healthcare institutions and lots of stuff here. Great recipes. Chef, you've made all of these recipes on the site, so thanks again for doing that. They're outstanding. So I just want everyone to go there. You go to campbellsfoodservice.ca, go to their website, check it out. They've got tons of information up there for you. And thanks again, Chef, for today. So we're going to bring we're going to wrap up. And thanks, Chef Gerard, for all these great ideas. Outstanding. And we're going to bring you recipes and ideas and information. Like I said before, we're going to just keep plugging the information to you. We're going to have it up on our Facebook page as well, recorded. It's also recording right now up into YouTube because we're broadcasting live today up on Facebook Live as well as on our YouTube channel. It's going to be stored there as well. And we're going to continue. So tomorrow, I'm just going to bring up, before you go, Chef,
Sure.
I'm going to bring up what's coming up and the fun of technology. We can do all these fun things here, but I'm going to bring this up. So tomorrow, June 10th at 3 p.m., so in the afternoon, we have Unilever Food Solutions are going to join us, and they're going to bring innovative ideas as well. Same thing around saving money, making money, and being innovative as well. And then on Thursday this week, we have Maple Leaf Foods are going to join us as well. And Chef James Kepi there is going to bring us some ideas as well. Same thing around saving money, making money, and innovative ideas. So we have a great lineup this week. And then we have more information coming next week with a new lineup that we pronounce, or I guess broadcasting. I don't know, we've got to get used to the terminology and streaming, but we are going to bring more information on who our guests are next week. We've got, I believe, Canada Beef as well as food safety. And then also another food company is going to be producing ideas as well. So I want to personally thank you, Chef. Outstanding. Thanks for your daughter as well for being our camera person there. We'll get our other camera working for our next show not next week, but the week after. But thanks again for the great ideas. And for everyone else that's watching our show, thanks for showing up. Thanks for watching us and continue to watch us as we bring more live from Sysco's new virtual kitchen. And thanks so much, Chef. You have a great rest of your day, and everyone else, thanks again, and stay safe.
Thank you, sir.